Hi, I wanted to post my thoughts on my laminectomy procedure that I had 6 weeks ago, and what I thought I would do was just kind of recap it for you in case you have any questions, which if you were like I was, you were searching for answers and were curious about the procedure and what would be happening and what you would be feeling. So I had the procedure done as an outpatient surgery. It's that easy and commonplace nowadays. It was on the L4 L5 section of my spine. However, I would like to qualify this as I have something else wrong. I have degenerative disc syndrome between the L4, L5, and L5S1 discs. However, that procedure was not approved by my insurance. They deemed it not medically necessary, and so therefore we decided to try and just do the outpatient procedure, which they approved, which was intended to help with the nerve pain issue because the discs that have collapsed were crushing the nerve tunnels that extended down to my legs, and you get that awful burning feeling and issues like that. So my procedure was scheduled for February 8th, and it's been 6 weeks tomorrow. First off, they bring you in. Mine was scheduled for 7 a.m., so that was nice. I was first. And a procedure took maybe hour and a half. You're in the recovery room for maybe half an hour, depending on how you do with the anesthesia. I don't do well, so I spent the rest of the day basically throwing up. But you don't eat anything, so it's really not that big of a deal, I guess. But after about 4 or 5 hours, my stomach settled, and my husband, came in, who was my caretaker, which I highly recommend. You will need someone definitely the first week, at least, to help take care of you. So I started out with broth and crackers, ginger ale, your typical easy on the stomach foods. I also started on the Norco prescription to help with the pain, because let me tell you, it is intense. And if you do not keep up with this every 4 hours, then you will be sorry. Also, you will have to learn how to navigate your bed. You will have to learn how to turn over, getting up and out to go to the bathroom, which you will need help doing, sitting down on the toilet, even wiping if you can't even manage that. So like I said, I'm stressing that you will need help. Made it through the first night okay. Had to have help get up a couple of times to go to the bathroom. Not drinking very much, but they pump you full of fluids during the surgical procedure. So for the next 4 or 5 hours, you're just, all of that is passing through your system. So basically for the next 2 or 3 days, my eating increased more to normal foods, baked chicken, cottage cheese, Jell-O, still that kind of stuff, because honestly the first day you don't feel like eating. You don't feel well. So basically and I was getting up. They want you to get up and walk. To be honest with you, it hurts. I could walk to the end of the hallway and back. And then within a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, I was walking around doing a lap or two around the house, kind of making a circle. So everybody's going to be different. Me, I think I was hurting a lot more. I would watch videos and I would see other people after a week were outside walking and seemingly having no effect at all, but mine, I was very stiff and sitting I started trying to sit on the couch on pillows after about 3 days. I could manage maybe a minute, 2 minutes, and then 3, but each day it just gets better and better. After 5 days, I stopped the Norco. I wanted to see if I could just get by on Tylenol. So I switched over to Tylenol 2 every 6 hours, maybe 7 hours. And that seemed to do okay. I will tell you that, let's see, day 4, 6, 7, day 7, 8, and 9, the nerve pain hit. Started down the middle of my butt, down my legs and into my feet, like hot pokers, serious hot pokers stabbing into my muscles, really. It's for day 1 or day 7 on that, and the nerve pain was down my butt. Then day 8, down my hips. The central portion of the pain was in my hips, and then it was in the back of my thighs. And it was enough for me to call the doctor and ask, what the heck is going on? And they just said, nerves are very sensitive. They don't like being messed with, and during the procedure, they are messed with. They're moved around and pushed aside. And then also the blood flow had been reestablished to the nerves. And so I just want to warn you that if you have this issue, it's normal, and you're going to have to wait it out. They might give you a prescription for gabapentin, which they gave me, but I didn't take. I did some research on it, and they said like 70% of people it works with, and some people it just doesn't. But it takes like a week before you find out if it's going to help you or not. So I just decided to tough it out. What really helped me, as much as it hurt, was 3 o'clock in the morning you wake up with this, and I would get the coolers that you would put in your lunch boxes, and I would apply that. I would lay on the couch and apply that for probably 15-20 minutes. Even touching those muscles in the back of my bottom, still they're tender, so it's just kind of an interesting side effect. So I would apply the ice packs. I did that for probably 4, 5, 6 days straight. It's the only thing that really seemed to help. And getting up and moving, I would do laps at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was just doing laps around the couch because I couldn't lay on it. The pressure was too much. So just be warned that if you're considering this surgery, just be warned that these side effects are a big possibility. And you'll lay there in bed wondering, what the hell did I just do to myself? Is this even worth it? But it gets better, trust me. Each week is a little better. I would, starting probably 8 days, 9 days after surgery, I was walking around outside a little bit. The doctor stresses not walking for long distances, but just 2 or 3 times a day, a short distance. So as each day went on, I would walk a little bit further, and pretty soon I was walking the length of 2 or 3 houses, and then 5 or 6 houses, and you get the picture. So 2 weeks is your recheck. They take the steri strips off because they didn't do any stitches. They take those off, check the incision, which thank goodness I didn't have any issues. Mine was healing just fine. And they sign you up for, they sent you over to get a back brace. Now this is a hefty piece of equipment. Looks like this. And they want you to wear it when you go walking, not any more than 2 or 3 hours every day, because they don't want your muscles to get used to having that kind of support. I will warn you, if your insurance is like mine, which is Blue Cross Blue Choice, incidentally, this particular, they call it I don't even remember what they call it, but it's disposable something. I can't remember, but there's a term for it. It is not covered. Well, it is covered, but it comes out of my deductible. So that back brace cost me $1,400 because that was what was left of my deductible. I highly recommend you not accepting, if you have the same kind of insurance I do, I highly recommend you not accepting that back brace. Find it online, which is it is available online for $249 to wear, because believe me, when you put it on, you can feel the difference of the support that it gives you. So each week I've improved enough where I could tell like a difference, but it is slow. I'm walking probably quarter of a mile now and back, which doesn't sound like much, but when you're stuck inside for the first 3 weeks, not being able to drive, not being able to bend over, there's no twisting, no lifting. It feels good to be out. 4 weeks in, I started driving, although short distances, doing a few things, went to the grocery store with my husband, picked up a few things. But when I come home, I lay down because it hurts. It's just something that you will have to get used to. So I'm hoping that with each successive week, they said 6 to 8 weeks is full recovery. So with tomorrow being 6 weeks, I hope that it gets better. My back pain, however, is still there because we didn't do any surgery to correct that. It's called an ALIF. It's ALIF, that procedure where they go in through your abdomen and put in, I guess, fake discs and screw them in. And to be honest with you, with the amount of pain that I went through with this surgery, I don't know if I'll ever consider that, but maybe a few years down the road when this kind of is all done with, I might consider it, and if the insurance will pay for it. So my major issue with the back pain is still there. However, the nerve pain, the tingling, and the numbness, which is what prompted me to have this procedure, is slowly is being helped. So that's about it, and I would be happy to answer any questions. I'll try and check back in the comments if you have any, somehow end up on my video out of all the others that are on YouTube here. I would be happy to answer them if you had any, like I said, if you had any questions or specific points you wanted to bring up. I will say it is very important for you to, maybe even the day before your surgery, start taking stool softeners. Drink plenty of fluids, take the stool softeners, laxatives, prune juice, whatever you can take, because the amount of medicine you take, if you get nausea like I do, you'll take an anti-nausea medicine, which, believe me, helps. It's called Zofran, Zofran is the name brand of that. You also take that 2 or 3 times a day. Everything that you seem to take that is helping you heal with this surgery causes constipation. So just forewarned is forearmed. Everybody seems to mention it, but I'm just going to stress it. It was a week before I was able to go to the bathroom, and believe me, it took a while. So it's very important for you to keep up with this kind of stuff. So thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you make your decision. And like I said, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. See you later. Bye.